Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to another week of wild and wacky chit chats with the twins. I'm Krista, and I am here on the beautiful coast of British Columbia. I am in Courtenay, BC right now, and I've been wandering around trying to find the best place to film, and right now I'm using a tree flipped over, and my tripod is actually sitting in the roots of an old tree. So at the end, I might walk around and show you guys a little bit more, but this is just right outside the house that we're staying in, right along the river, or right along the ocean, I should say, in beautiful BC. How does it truly get any better than this? And this week, what I really wanted to talk about is, are you overcomplicating your life? And if you are, would you like to simplify it? And we really, I think, believe that we have to have a more complex, complicated life. Otherwise, we're not working hard enough. We don't deserve it, and all the things that may be with the excuses that we have. But really, it can be that simple. And this week has been, oh my God, it's been a week of massive change for me and Kara. We are in this, it's called One Funnel Away challenge with ClickFunnels. And every day it demands a commitment to take action, to take imperfect action. And so, there's all these things that we want to do in our life. There's all these things that we're like, yeah, I could do that, but I would do this, but blah, 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 and all the excuses we have. And for me, I knew this 30-day challenge was coming, and I was like, it turns out to be right when I'm on holidays, so how am I gonna, spend this time? They said 1 to 2 hours a day to commit. It's been more like 4 hours a day. And so I was like, well, I can't do this. And it's like, we always find these excuses of why we can't do things. It's like, but do you want that? Because if you do, there is always a way. And so, yes, it's taken me getting up at these crazy, wicked early hours. I've been getting up anywhere between 5 and 6 a.m. because the rest of my family doesn't get up till later, or even if they do, they're doing their own things. But we don't really get going and doing stuff till 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, you know what? Why wouldn't I? For what reason wouldn't I do what I want to do just because I'm on a holiday, or just because all these reasons that we use of why we can't do things? Let me tell you, you can, and you just have to choose it. And we use all sorts of words that get us out of things, and they're like excuses. Well, I'm asking you to call yourself on the lies that you're telling yourself to not do the things that will create such change in your life. So really, stop right now and look around and look at what's going on in your life. And do you like what you have created? Do you like what's going on in your life right now? Be it with your job, how much money you have, what your relationships are like, what your body looks like. Are you happy with that? And if you're not, all that is a result of the choices you have made up until this moment in time. And if you want it to be different, all you have to do is make different choices and strip away all the excuses of why you can't, because you can do anything you want. And I just want to read from the Foundation, which is a class in Access Consciousness, which I highly recommend. It is it's looking at the foundation of your life and where you've been operating from. And it just gets you to really look at every area of your life and see what other things could be possible if you should choose them. So anyways, if you're interested, I highly recommend taking a foundation class. You can look it up at accessconsciousness.com. They're taught all over the world. You can find all sorts of facilitators, but that's my little rant about that. I do want to talk about some of the words that we like to use though. So, definition of words. Every word you say creates what happens in your life. You wish to eliminate the following words from your vocabulary. And I'm telling you what, if you find yourself resisting and reacting, pay special attention to the things that are irking you in any of the stuff that I have to say, because that might be where you want to pay your most attention to. Why? How many of us love to use the word why? Why is this happening? Why did this happen? Why do I have to do this? Why? Why is the why in the road, like that fork? Why in the road? And you'll go in a circle if you keep asking why. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't open up new possibilities. If anything, it puts the wall up around you. So all you do is walk around in your little prison saying, why did this happen? Gets you nowhere. Number 2, try. Try to stand up. No, you either do it or you don't. You don't try. Try is like a cop-out. When I say I'm going to try to do this, you're basically saying I'm not going to do it. Like, you're not committing to it. I'm going to try to do this. Get rid of try. Get rid of why. Get rid of try. Just do it. Number 3, need. If you think you're needy, you'll always go to greedy. And you try to hold on to everything you've got, and you become a hoarder eventually. Every single need you have is an invention that you have created to justify a point of view that you have. Good morning, Felita. Here I am in beautiful British Columbia, in Courtney. We flew into Comox and we're here in Courtney, and I'm just talking about us and how we love to overcomplicate our lives. And so I've just been going over some of the words that we could very easily eliminate from our vocabulary, because they are the words that get us stuck, that put up our walls around us. And there are excuses. There are excuses for not doing the things that we truly desire, that would give us the life that we have always dreamed of, but we are not allowing that because we're scared, or we don't think we're worthy, or we think it's too hard. We think it's more complicated than it actually is, but life is actually far simpler than we think it is. So word number 1 to eliminate, why. Word number 2, try. Word number 3, need. What invention are you using to create the needs you are choosing? Everything that is times a gazillion will you destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. The next word, word number 4, want. Want means to lack. If you look it up in an old dictionary prior to 1946, there are 27 definitions of want as to lack. And only one says to desire, the last one. So every time you say, I want, you're saying, I lack, which means you are going to get it. I lack this, so that is what shows up in your life. So get rid of the word want. I want this to happen. I want that to happen. All the universe hears is what you don't want. Like, I want more money. It's like, no, you're showing that you're not getting it. You're saying, when you say I want it, you're saying you don't have it. So focus on what you already have. But is the next word. But is the only thing you should sit on, not something you should talk about. When you say but, you are undoing everything you've just said. So anytime you're like, well, I want to do this challenge that I'm in. I want to do this challenge, but you're going to come up with some sort of excuse, some sort of lie, some sort of reason or justification that you can't do it. I want to do this, but I don't have time because I'm on this trip, and therefore blah, blah, blah. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you see how these words are so detrimental to the vocabulary we use every day? Take a sticky note and write these words down. This is what I did a few months ago there's one more word, but write them down on a sticky note and put them by wherever you're going to see the most. And anytime you catch yourself using these words, just become aware of what you're actually saying to yourself. The more you start becoming more aware, the more you can start calling yourself on the stuff that you're making up as excuses why you can't have like the most amazing life you want. And the last word here is never. Never say never. Never does not exist. Never is a conclusion and a judgment. It is a conclusion and a judgment. You don't know. We say never all the time. I could never do, my kids say it all the time. It drives me crazy. They're like, I could never do that. And I say it too. Like I'm not saying that I don't. I use it a lot. I could never do this. That is a conclusion. Is there a question in there? You know, like anytime you're saying something like that, like a conclusion, you're judging yourself or you're judging others, and there is no question. We have to ask questions. There's so many questions that you can ask that can get you out of any situation that you feel stuck in. So all the definitions you have of why, try, need, want, but never will you now eliminate those as the necessities for communication, and everything that is times a gazillion. I now destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine, shorts, boys, and beyonds. I'm going to say that one more time. All of the definitions you have of why, try, need, want, but, never, and will. And never. Will you now eliminate those as the necessities for communication? Everything that is times a gazillion. I now destroy and uncreate it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And I've been finding for myself when I get so overwhelmed, like when you get so overwhelmed, it's almost like you're just blinded by life. And you just don't think that there is any other possibilities. And you jump to conclusions immediately. And like even this morning, when I was doing my challenge that Kara and I are in, I was just like, oh man, like I woke up and I'm like, just another day of me feeling like stupid and doing something that I've never done before. And like going into all these things that were not questions. They were all a whole bunch of conclusions. And because of that, I couldn't see a solution. I didn't ask any questions. I felt just hopeless. I wanted to give up. And then it's becoming present. It's like, stop. Stop everything. What is it that I'm doing here right now? So when you find yourself just so feeling helpless and so confused and scared and any of those emotions that we're putting up as excuses of why we can't do something, stop yourself. And whatever it is that gets you out of your head, do that. And so yesterday morning, what I did is I started a new journal. And I've always felt like, well, when I journal, I like to write it long form and, like a Dear Diary kind of thing. But I've found that I don't keep up with it as much because it takes some time, because there's my excuse after that, catching myself. Anyways, and so I was like, well, what else is possible here? Because I do really enjoy journaling. Now, what else is possible that, I've got all this stuff to do. I have tons of work to do, very little time. How do I fit all of this stuff in? Like, you guys, it is so important to take time for ourselves. You're never going to get along without doing these things that help to ground you and help to make you even realize why you're doing what you're doing. We forget about the purpose of why we chose something to begin with. And we get so consumed by it, so overwhelmed. And then most of the time, we walk away from it because it's too hard. It didn't work. I can't do this. I'm a failure. All these things that we tell ourselves. Well, I'm telling you, the key to the success of this, of anything that's going on in your life, be it something that you're currently working on, choosing, this new meal plan, or, something that is what you want and crave so bad that you've tried and failed over and over and over again. The key that you're missing is you. These little pieces of simple steps that you can do that's free. You just have to commit to the time to it. So going back to yesterday morning, I was feeling, which is a lie and it's just an excuse. But anyways, I was feeling it. It felt real. I didn't ask who does this belong to. What I did do though was I was like, okay, back it up. Take a deep breath. Number 1, stop. Take a big, deep breath and get really present and just, what is this? What can I do with it? Can I change it? And if so, how? So as I said, I grabbed my brand new journal and I was like, okay, so I'm forgetting that I'm on this trip. I'm on a trip. I'm in BC. Like, wow. On this hard challenge that I've been doing. I'm in BC. I started writing down all the things that I'm grateful for. All the things that have helped me get through this challenge. I'm in this challenge with my sister. We've been chatting on the phone while I'm like by the ocean, talking to her on the phone, talking about this challenge that is making us feel like we're going to lose our minds. Been doing that. I started writing down all the things. All the things. Think of all the things that happen in your day that you are grateful for. Like, I've got to play ping pong with Cammie. We've been playing ping pong. It's been so fun. I've been doing like things that make me feel childlike. Been going on the water slides, hot tubbing, going on these adventures, like me and the kids wearing our rubber boots and like going on these adventures. And we were like pretending that we were, on this journey and we were looking for a place to stay the night, like stuff that I used to do when I was a little kid. We were, just pretending we were like these gypsies and we're trying to find shelter, and using our imaginations, like use your imagination. And then just like, what else? Okay, so what else was there? All right, well, getting to hang out with family. Like, we always think that we're so busy and we don't have time to do these things. Like, I know for me, lots of times I'm just like so focused on what I'm doing that I don't notice what's right in front of me and my family. Like take a night to get together with your family and do something that, that makes you all laugh and have fun and create memories. Like we've been playing, well, we call it Butthead. That's like the kids' version name of it. And as you guys might remember or know, this game is called Asshole. And like, it's a simple game. And I know this seems like maybe it's ridiculous and doesn't even apply to what I'm talking about. However, me and my kids and my husband and his parents have been like the last couple nights we just sat around the table and we played Butthead. And oh my God, it's been so much fun. It gets me out of my head and gets me just into the present moment. And it's like life is too short to not have enjoyment in your life. And so you need to find this balance. And it's not even like necessarily about balance. And Kara, I wish you were on here to remind me of the word that gal said. But it's like taking all the parts of your life and just making them all work together, but just really not forgetting that you need to do these things for yourself that make you remember why you're doing what you're doing. So write it down in a journal, like just point form. It literally took me 5 minutes yesterday to jot down all the things that I was grateful for, all the things that have helped me get through and make this process a memorable journey. Like we always look back. Don't you guys find whatever you're doing and wherever you are, nothing in the moment is ever as good as it is when you talk about it as a past experience. You know, like we're always like, oh, remember that day when we did this? Or remember that course I took? Or remember being the student and it was hell, you know, and all this. But now when I look back at it, like, wow, look at what I learned and look at who I am now because of it and blah, 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 blah. You know, like all these things. We never recognize that in the moment. And I know that I do that. And yesterday was a real epiphany and a real awareness to me. I'm like, okay, look at what is around me right now. Look at what is going on in my life. And it's all what I have created. And if I don't like it, I can just change that and make a new choice. So what are the things that are going on in your life right now? And what are the things that are helping you get through it? Like really write down like what gets you through the day. And what are the things that you're saying to yourself first thing in the morning when you wake up? Like that is to me so huge, so important, is where your thoughts go the moment you wake up. If you are like already feeling doom and gloom about what you have to get done in the day, you need to shut that down now, immediately. Stop. Just like stop. Smack yourself across the head. Anytime you feel yourself, stop, smack yourself across the head and ask, is this a question? Am I asking a question? What is possible here? What's going on? What am I not looking at? You know, like start being the question. And I'm just going to talk, there's another page in the foundation book that I want to read to you, and it's called Ask. So creation is not a process. Creation is choice. You know, we overcomplicate things. We make things, they have to be this, this, and this, and this. And you have to do X, Y, and Z, or it won't happen. But it's like, no, simplify it. Simplify it. Just ask. Creation is choice. Whenever you choose, you're creating. Simple. Whenever you choose, you are creating. And that creation will then bring more awareness. Choice creates. Choice creates. Choice creates. As soon as you choose, the energy of the universe tries to support you. So, what are you choosing? Are you choosing to eat a garbage sandwich, or are you choosing ease and joy and glory? Because whatever you choose, the universe says, okay, and it has no point of view, and it says, okay, and it starts to try to support you. So what are you asking for? So as you start to ask more questions, and again, highly recommend you taking your foundation class or taking some sort of access class, as you start using these tools, all sorts of things start popping into your head that are an awareness. Maybe of a limited point of view, maybe of a limitation followed by the possibility you would like to have. So you get an awareness of something. Okay, so I chose this. Well, I am now aware that I maybe don't want this to be the result of what I keep choosing. You know, that insane thing. We keep choosing this and expecting to get a different result. Ding, 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 ding. What else can I choose? You get a sense of it. So first you get an awareness of something. What is it that I want? Like for me and this challenge that I am in, I want ease and joy and glory. I know that it is something I've never done before. Therefore, why am I freaking out? Why am I stressing out? I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm just jumping to conclusions and I'm judging the shit out of myself, but I'm not asking the questions. So get a sense. Okay, so right now, get a sense of whatever it is that you want in your life right now. Get a sense of it. And anytime your monkey mind tries to figure out what that is going to look like, just stop, smack yourself across the head, drop your barriers, and just get really present. I kind of want to pay attention how, oh geez, I am blabbing. Okay. So then go, cool. I'll have that. Universe, thanks. I'll have that. It's not about the how. If I can stress anything, it's not about the how. We don't know because we've never been there or done it before. So just get a sense of it. Just get a sense and say, okay, cool. I'm having that. Thanks, universe. When there is a possibility for opening that door, you'll get the awareness of, oh, cool, it's here. So all of a sudden, you're going to be presented with something. It could be something so subtle that you're just like, oh, well, that's not what I expected at all. Oh, well, is this a door opening to me? Ask a question. Ask a question. Instead of concluding, ask a question. Or when there's a point of view that comes up that's limiting, it will present itself to you and you'll be able to then do something to make a different choice or process it. It's not about the how. It's about the spacious, gentle request, I'll have that. I'll have that. Okay, cool. Do you notice the ease in that? It's called ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. The universe has your back and wants to support you. So when you ask a question and you make a choice, the choice you make is starting to actualize into reality and will. Manifestation is how something shows up. Actualization is that something does show up. You want to actualize things, not manifest them. Everything that doesn't allow you to realize you can get everything you really desire if you ask for it and know how to ask for it, so you will receive it. And anything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Times a gazillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. Stop complicating your life. Start asking questions. I highly invite you to write, well, first of all, get yourself a sticky note. See if I can find that. And write down those questions. Write down all those words to eliminate from your vocabulary. The why, the want, the need. What else was there? Because... can't find the page right now. Try and write those words down, and anytime you notice yourself saying it, become aware of it. Ask questions. Anytime you're not asking a question, you are concluding and you're judging yourself or judging others, and you're buying points of views. Ask a question. Is there a question I can, even if you don't know what to ask, what question can I ask here to get me out of this state of mind? Drop your barriers. I like to write on my hand. I don't have anything there right now, but that is my sticky note area where I will write like, be the question, interesting point of view, drop your barriers, choice in every 10 seconds. You know, like put something, take a pen. It's a subtle place. Like people, well, who cares if they notice or they don't notice, but write something down just as a visual reminder throughout the day, because we're so ingrained. We have lived our lives with points of views that we have bought as real and true. We have been trained to beat ourselves up. We all do it. We all judge ourselves. We are all our own worst enemies. And it's like using this new muscle, practicing this new muscle, strengthening this new muscle. So we, by writing it on your hand, it's a visual reminder. Put sticky notes up all over. I really encourage you today, right after this video, sit down with a piece of paper, go buy a gratitude journal or make yourself one and commit to yourself every day to spend 5 minutes. You guys, 5 minutes. That's nothing. To write down what you're grateful for and look at all the things that you think are like wrong with you or that you're failing at, and find the strength in that. Find the gift in that, whatever that may be. Like if you're so stubborn calling yourself a failure, take that stubbornness and turn it around and say, I'm having this no matter what. Universe, show me how. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm willing to receive what you have to offer. Change your words, change your thoughts, be the question. Write down on your hand today, be the question, be the question. And anytime you find yourself concluding, be like, okay, what is this? What can I do with it? Can I change it? And if so, how? Smack yourself upside the head if you need to. Do this with a friend, so that you can talk to each other about it, the more you talk about it, the more it becomes your new reality, and the more, the ease that comes with it, and the more you remember it, that muscle that you're strengthening. So I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you really enjoy the rest of your day. I know I'm going to. I'm 2 hours behind here. It's only 9:30 in the morning. What else is possible that you haven't even considered? If this is helpful to you and you think of someone else that you might find it helpful, please like or share this video. Feel free to leave comments on anything that this brings up for you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Kara and I. And just as a last little note is I actually forgot that this whole video I was going to talk about our 30-day challenge and never did. So what's the value of making that significant? But our 30-day challenge that we're doing right now is life-changing. If you want to join Kara and I, it's free. You can click the link for a worksheet that you can tick off 30 times a day for 30 days. What would I have to be willing to be for all of life to come to me with ease and joy and glory? And everything that brings up times a gazillion, I now destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. I'm going to have to come on here and do a video about it because it has been mind-blowing. I have my daughter Izzy doing this with me, and oh, you guys, simplicity at its finest, life-changing, mountain-moving epiphanies. And I hope you will join us. Do the simple things for yourself that can make such a change in your life. And just choose for you today. Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.